welcome to Joburg Today. I'm Zizipho Ndivu. Finding affordable accommodation in the city can be quite a hassle. Josco aims to make it a little bit easier.
We are, at the City of Johannesburg, taking buildings or renovating buildings. Some of them were office space, some offices relocated, some moved to Bramfontein as a renewed area. But we then say you cannot leave the core of the inner city because people live and want to work in the city of Johannesburg. We then said, what is it that we can do? We then said, let's start to take those buildings that the owner has or wanting to sell to the city, or some of the buildings that were hijacked by those who are not assisting the city. Let's take those buildings, renovate them, and allow people to stay, live, work in the inner city and play. In the very present, we've already bought 4 areas. We will be calling yourself around May when we put a hammer of breaking that building to reconfigure it and make it a livable building for our residents.
There's a couple of redundant buildings around the city of Joburg. And obviously, that should not only be the responsibility of Joshco, but I think other parties should come in and say, hey guys, raise their hands and say they want to be sort of property developers. And then most of us as consultants, that's where we'll jump in and give them ideas as to how to convert office space or typical flats into a family units type of thing.
Isizile City of Joburg noma kunzima naso apply Joshco. Izoba better ngoba sengizokhona ukusave la ku imali ngoba lapha iship.
I was waiting for this for such a long time. It's not easy. Life is easy now. It's kind of like peace of mind. You know, my kids can now be able to come and visit me.
Johannesburg inner city has seen a lot of development where office space is turned into a block of flats where now people can reside in the heart of Johannesburg. I'm Puma Shekho for Joburg Today.
This is Simpiwa Mini. You are watching Joburg Today.
Join the conversation on our Facebook page, that's joburgtoday.tv. Follow us on Twitter at Joburg Today. And if you're one of those people on the move, then pockettv.mobi. That's pocket with an I. In studio last week, I caught up with Dean and Paul to find out about what goes into developing unique accommodation in the city. With me in studio today is Paul and Dean from Citique. Welcome to Joburg Today.
Thank you.
Thanks.
So there's all these construction projects that are happening within Joburg, but yours is quite unique in the resources that you use. Tell us a bit about what inspired the idea of using the silos as well as containers for accommodation.
So we started about 3 years ago with a property we owned in Windsor, which was an empty site which people were using for dumping rubbish and everything else on it. And I challenged my guys, my design team back then, to say, come up with an idea of something we can use the site for. Why don't we build an apartment block out of shipping containers? And we all thought about it and thought, is this really going to work? And I gave the green light to the project, and we built it, and we said, well, will anyone ever want to stay here? And we had an open day for the community over a weekend. It was on a Saturday, actually. By the Monday, we'd rented out all 15 apartments. If you build something, you design it well, and you finish it well, people don't really care about what it's built out of. They just want to know, is this space I want to live in? The next project was the grain silos that we bought in Johannesburg, in Newtown. And we looked at converting those into student apartments. And again, the idea came up, well, why don't we extend that and make it taller? Because we've got rights to go taller than the 10 stories it was. And we added 4 layers of shipping containers on top of that and turned those into apartments as well. And once again, people loved it.
So Dean, tell us a bit about the process of actually getting this project going, you know, just in terms of the architectural process in making this a success.
There's a lot of pre-planning and a lot of development on that in the stages before, and that Paul puts out a brief and that this is where we want to go, and that's the idea and that, and then it's up to the architects or the design teams and that to sit down and come up with ideas, and then it gets down to our side and that where we now start putting the whole lot together.
what are the different regulations in terms of using these unique materials in an architectural space? I mean, is it different from bricks and cement?
And the answer is that containers is just a building module. So all the existing building regulations that apply in everything from structural engineering through to fire and safety and so on across a building still apply when you're using shipping containers, which makes it a bit harder sometimes to come up with a design that, again, ticks the boxes from a structural point of view, safety point of view, and so on. But, you know, that's a challenge we face, which we need to overcome when we do get approval to build something like this.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
My name is Nicholas. You are watching Joburg Today.
Sphere went to Mill Junction to find out what students think about living in containers.
I like this place better because, like, from the outside it attracts you, you know, and then in the inside all the colors and everything, they also attract you. It's very vibey, it's young, it's fresh. Yeah, I think that's why I like it a lot, and it's comfortable, it's very comfortable.
It's cool because we have everything we need here, and then we're not struggling with anything. If you wanna do something on the computer labs, we do have computer labs here, and we have a gym and all these things we need.
It's not scary or anything like that. It's actually very safe because when there's wind, like, you don't feel it, because when you're outside you kind of like get a bit, you know. But then yeah, it's fine. I don't think they make us live in a place where, you know, it's not safe or anything.
My room is nice, bruh. It's nice and it accommodates me. I have space, and all the space I need to study and all the stuff. And we also have study rooms here in this building.
Obviously the building, I mean, you can tell when you're on the bridge and you just look at the building that, you know, it's a different, you wouldn't think it's like a student accommodation, but it's very different because we've got, you know, when they say there's levels to this, but we've got different levels of different things, and, like, you know, the study and the computer room and everything like that, that's proper. The rooms are spacious, and yeah, like I said, it's very comfortable. It's got like a really nice academic environment, and yeah, you can study here, it's safe, and yeah, it's proper. It's a proper place to live in.
Built on nothing but innovation and creativity, the silos and containers bring a new meaning to the phrase home away from home for students all over Johannesburg, giving them a very comfortable and affordable way to live. I'm Sphere Matebula for Joburg Today.
Hi, it's Kenneth. You're watching Joburg Today.
For more on the city, check out our playlist as well as Business Destination Joburg. That's it from me, Zizi Paul. I leave you with Just Ginger, Bright Lights.
Back in ETV.
You can only find the great white light when you're not looking. You should only look when you're willing to see what's surrounding you, please. Come on, don't look away. It'll all come back to haunt you. You owe it to yourself. You owe it to believe in you. You can take control again. You can be the change, my friend, when you see through who you are. You can have it all. You can become whole again. You know that's what you need. You know that's what you want. And yet you find another lover, baby. You can wait patiently, and you will see there is love in your heart. Come on, don't look away. it to haunt you. You owe it to yourself. You owe it to believe in you. You can take control again. You can be the change, my friend. If you see through who you are, you can have it all. You can become whole again. You know that's what you need. You know that's what you want. You know that's what you are. You can take control again when you see through who you are.